What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video with Matt and Vin. Today we'll be going over a few things from game week 4 of the Prem. But before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and check us out on Spotify and Twitter. It really helps us push our content, and we greatly appreciate your support. So today we're going to first get into Chelsea. And I'll tell you this, Vin. I'm just happy we got 3 points, baby. It wasn't, okay, so I was going to say it wasn't pretty, but it actually was kind of pretty. We completely destroyed them with possession and passing, and we just got to finish. That's all. We could have had more chances, honestly. But, it is what it is. We got 3 points. I don't really care. So,
I don't know if pretty is the word that I would use based on,
it wasn't, gorgeous.
The headlines.
It was all right.
Before we get into the real headline of that game, Nkunku off the mark.
Listen,
assist from Jadon Sancho. That was very nice. 80th minute game winner from him.
Dude, shout out to Jadon Sancho. First game, he gets man of the match, has a beautiful assist, only plays for 45 minutes. So, to come in at halftime and get man of the match, you got to have a really good 45 minutes. Didn't get a chance to watch the entire game, but I'll tell you, from the things I did see from him, I'm excited to have him on the pitch because now we have 3 really good wingers that we can rotate, and I'm really excited to see what they can do. But like you said, not all things were pretty.
No.
The passing was pretty, okay? The yellow cards were not. Okay. What's our record breaking here, Vinny? What are the numbers?
Yeah, so the game broke. This game broke the Premier League record for most yellow cards in a game. Previously held by the match, also including Chelsea against Tottenham from a decade ago, which was 12. I think there's a Newcastle game that was 12 as well. Newcastle against someone, but 14 yellow cards. I believe it was 8 on Chelsea, 6 on Bournemouth.
The red cards.
That's insane. And, right before the stream, I was telling you, just today, Anthony Taylor did not get selected for any games this weekend because of that. Yeah. And that's I've never seen a game with so many yellow cards before in my life. It was almost like they were just giving out yellow cards to give them out. Some of them didn't even seem like they had a reason. It was crazy.
It was insane. It was actually insane to see that many yellow cards. Should never happen.
Well, and it was coming off the back. It was coming off the back of the Premier League record in the Arsenal game. 7 yellow cards in 1/2.
1/2, yeah.
And we're not even going to talk about that game because it was so boring. So the fact that there were 7 yellow cards is well, what were they even for? Nothing happened besides the one goal that went in that game. But 12 cards.
Yeah, I watched most of the game. It was boring.
Anthony Taylor, this guy, controversy seems to be following him. Now, I wanted to ask you, while we're on this topic, is this do you think there's pettiness here? Do you think this is the referees saying oh, everyone's talking about letter of the law, VAR, what's correct? So letter of the law says that's a yellow, that's a yellow, that's a yellow, that's a yellow. This is what we're going to do now because 7 in 1/2 in one game and a totally different ref doing 12 in it or doing 14 in a game. The referee committee's either got a lot to answer to or there's a deeper lying meaning. You think that's possible?
Yeah, considering who it is too, with everything that he's been through, that dude, it would make sense because he wants you to know who's boss out there. He wants you to know that I'm in charge out here, and let's be real, dude. Anthony Taylor is more popular, or not popular, but he's more famous, maybe infamous, than a lot of footballers these days. So, yeah, I think he knows what he's doing out there. I think every referee knows what they're doing out there. Maybe some games get a little out of hand, but the game didn't get out of hand. He's just handing them out like pieces of cake. I don't understand cookies. You want one? Here you go. It was wild.
it's almost too much. I mean, not even just this game or the Arsenal game. There's been talks of people complaining. The yellow cards have been ridiculous for all the games. I mean, we're 4 weeks in and there's already been so many cards, both red and yellow. It's mind blowing.
I believe this is 4 videos in a row we're talking about the referees, by the way,
and talking about cards. So is it like, I don't want to believe this. That's why I was asking what your opinion is. Is it like the referees are like, yo, remember when you bashed us? Well, we're really about to take back control of the game. And they're just flinging cards around for every little thing possible.
Yeah, it's not looking good right now. I hope they can, I don't know, I want to say I hope they can get it together, but it'll be the same thing next season too. There's so many little things that they could do to make the ref's life easier, but the ref has the final say. And
well, just before we move on, I just wanted to today the start of the Champions League, and I was listening to the AC Milan and Liverpool game over at San Siro. And
shout out to Christian Pulisic, great goal, 3rd minute, beautiful.
Captain America.
It's all right, but hey man. Let's go. USO, baby. USA.
Might be better than Leao. But anyway. So he is. There was Alvaro Morata was going for a ball and Gakpo came in and his legs were out. He was reaching. He wasn't very close to the ball. And as he was reaching his leg out, he started to pull his leg back in. Alvaro Morata, being a smart man, saw that his leg was out.
And Spanish.
So he started to go over and he went down looking for the penalty.
Yeah, of course.
The referee didn't give the penalty. The referee gave a foul for simulation on Alvaro Morata. Could it have been a penalty? Maybe. His leg was out. Obviously Morata's going down looking for the foul, but maybe there was a foul to be had. Now the referee didn't call it. Not even 30 seconds later, I kid you not, on the other end, the same exact thing happens. The same exact thing happens. It was a little more egregious, though. You know what? The ref didn't call the penalty for Liverpool either. And the broadcaster said, that one looked like it was a lot more of the penalty, but honestly, if the ref wasn't going to call it one way, he technically shouldn't call it the other way. He's clearly just trying to let the game be physical and try to let the game play on its own terms. Said something along those lines. So it really did make me think, like, if this stuff
makes sense, right?
If this stuff is subjective, and I don't think any fan would argue with the analysis of that broadcaster was, I wouldn't. If you're going to call
Champions League game, first one of the year.
If you're not going to call it one way, don't call it the other way. If it's so subjective like that, and everyone seems to be in agreement that the subjection is okay, where is Anthony Taylor coming up with 14 yellow cards, dude? That means that every single time it could have been a yellow card, he actively made the decision to flash it.
Of course.
With no remorse. And if you're going to keep it consistent, you have to keep it consistent. So he knew by the 4th, 5th yellow card, now every time someone does the same thing, I have to show a yellow. Next thing you know, you have 14 yellows shown.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good at all.
So, consistency, subjection, I have no idea, but it's crazy. The duality we're getting between last year and this year with the refereeing, and yet still a topic of conversation.
And I don't think it's going to stop. I'm sure we'll be talking about it next week too. So yeah, just real quick, again, Chelsea win 1-0. They almost got scored on early and they gave up a penalty kick, but thank God Sanchez gave up the kick and he saved it. So he made good on it. And if he did not save, that would have been 1 point. So we got away with 3. Thank you, Sanchez. I don't know if I have total faith here still yet, but I don't know. He saved the penalty, so I'm happy.
You sound better.
Yeah. You
sound better than last week. So
listen, I thought about it today. We're in 8th place. We are 2-1-1. And, I don't even know who we play next week. I haven't paid attention, and we'll look at it later. But, hey, I'm all right. We won. We got 3 points. So let's get into Newcastle here.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of the table, you guys are in 8th place. Powerhouse is coming through, man. 3rd place right now. 3rd place. I know it's early, but it's still awesome to see us up there, to see us above Liverpool.
Someone might have predicted them to finish third place.
Yeah, you did, but it's only 4 weeks in, so
But
relax.
if the Premier League ended today, it's almost like somebody predicted that. That's kind of crazy. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, yeah, Ipswich would also be safe if it ended today, but we'll get into that in a second, which means I would be right.
Very true, though. Very true.
My game was scary, dude. I was scared. We didn't go with the triple headed attack. I believe Murphy started. Gordon on the left, Isak through the middle, which was questionable because Barnes has been playing out of his mind. Now I'm not going to say like you got to start Barnes and not Gordon, but it's kind of like, why is he not playing? But we'll get into that in a second. It wasn't not really much to take away from the beginning. We went down at one point. We were down 1-0. I thought it was over. Eddie Howe made massive changes as he always does. He brought on Tonali. He took off Isak at halftime. He get a little bit of an injury. He got hit in the eye. He took off Isak, moved Gordon to forward and put Harvey Barnes on, and that changed everything. We literally looked like a completely different team. Harvey Barnes, I think within 5 minutes of being on the field, ripped a shot. The same sort of shot that ended up he did hit later in the game to win. So Newcastle ends up winning. Fabian Schär rocket from 30 yards out that hit Dawson and went in on a deflection. And then very shortly later, Harvey Barnes curls one from 20 yards out into the far netting. We come away again, a scary game. We fight through. We're undefeated. This is actually the best start. This is the most points through 4 weeks Newcastle's ever had since Kevin Keegan was our coach 20 years ago or something. So this is like, it's funny because everyone's like, oh, Newcastle doesn't seem as good as last year. It's like, this is literally our best start in 2 decades. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. We're barely doing it. But the fact that we are doing it is actually promising.
Listen, that game, yes, it's only 4 games into the season, but that game is how you win Premier Leagues. You go down 1-0 and you come back and win 2-1. Like, that is massive. At the end of the season, that could have been 0 points. You turn it around and then you get a point. That's good. But you turn it into 3 in a short amount of time as well. That's huge. Because, you look at, we'll get into it in a little bit, but the Arsenal-Tottenham game, that's a 1-0 game, right? Like, Arsenal barely get away with 3 points because that's only a 1-score game. Tottenham score, and all of a sudden, that's 1-1, and it's very different at the end of the season. But it goes the other way. That could really affect Tottenham at the end of the season because it's only a 1-score game. You could have scored that 1 goal. You could have got that 1 point. You could have brought Arsenal down and, let City win the league again. But anyway, yeah, I mean, those games are huge for you in April, May. So
100%. I'm just curious to see coming off of that game, real quick. Does Barnes? I mean, Barnes, I think, is our leading scorer. Don't quote me on that, but I think he is. This guy's got to start, and I don't want to.
Where does he need to start? Where?
I think he's got to start on the left. I don't think he's much of a.
So does Gordon play right or does Murphy play right?
Well, I think the best bet is still the 3. Gordon starting on the right, Barnes starting on the left, Isak down the middle, and then you could switch them.
Okay.
You could switch them, but I think that Barnes has a better shot than Gordon. I think I've watched him more consistently hit that 20-yard right-footed on an in-cutting, cut in from the left, curl the ball to the far post. I've seen him hit that more often than I've seen Gordon hit that. I've seen Gordon score more on a back post run where he taps it in. He could do the same thing from the right side. I haven't seen Barnes do much damage from the right side. The way Gordon plays, I feel like, and how he has scored a lot of his goals for us could be better suited each way versus Barnes. A lot of the time it's cut in from the left, rip a shot. Yeah. So I think it would be the 3 of them. The only thing is I was flirting with, and we'll touch on this later in the season, is with Barnes performing like this, I hate to say it, Newcastle fans, I'm sorry, but next transfer window, is Newcastle a little more willing to pull the trigger if someone says, "Hey, we'll give you 70 mil for Gordon"?
Hell yeah. Are you kidding me? It's so much profit.
It is profit, but also Gordon's Gordon. That's a national team player. That's one of our guys who, we brought onto this project and lit it up for us when we were down bad with injuries. I don't know if Newcastle wants to let him go, but it's promising to know we have a great replacement that could play the left side just as well.
Listen, you sell Gordon and you buy 2 more Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, that is true. Harvey Barnes was a bargain as well.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like we got Cole Palmer for 40 mil. Like, they're out there. It's just a matter of, pulling the trigger and just hitting gold.
Yeah. Well, that's a conversation for later down the road. We're in third right now. We're undefeated. We're looking good. I hope we could keep it up. Isak's injury is not major for anyone concerned. I think it was just a vision issue. He got hit in the eye. Didn't put on Osula. Good. I thought he would come on. Didn't put this kid in. Still 0 minutes played on our team. What a waste. But I'm feeling good.
4 games in. There's 34 more left. Don't worry.
In
just the Prem.
We're an elite team.
Well, I mean, speaking of screamers, since Harvey Barnes scored a screamer to win your game, let's talk about another screamer to win another game.
I thought Harvey Barnes, I was ready to crown Harvey Barnes as having one of the best goals of the week. And
it was beautiful.
Then I saw Duran's goal for Aston Villa, which
dude.
I think my jaw's still on the ground, bro. That was like a game winner from distance, curled into the corner, untouched. Wow, dude.
Wild, yeah. I mean, to win the game too.
76th minute or something like that. Insane. And this game was ironic because, it's like they've been talking about how unlucky does a team really need to be. Has Everton's luck run out where last year all those long distance goals maybe hit the post? Some of the calls went their way. Some of those rockets, like this one that Duran hit, doesn't go in. Has their luck run out 2 weeks in a row? They were up 2-0 in this game. 2-0. They lost 3-2. Again, back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you have to blame their defense clearly. Like, they're not good on the back foot, or not on the back. They're on the front foot, but they're not good going back, clearly. They've lost every single game by at least 3 goals.
Dead last right now.
It's not looking good. I mean, they're Everton. They're probably going to figure it out and score enough points to stay up like they always do. But, dude, like, how can you do that? I mean, you have... Hold on, sorry. I know you want to say something. You have the best English goalkeeper. How are you letting in 3 goals? Like, you need to be... I'm not watching their games consistently because I'm, that's not who I watch. But they have a phenomenal goalkeeper. Like, he doesn't let 3 in a game if he has a decent defense in front of him. So, like, something needs to be changed there if they want to make this work and stay up.
The club's done, dude. I genuinely don't, like, based off of what I'm seeing.
I mean, yeah, it's the whole club. It has been for years.
Dude, Everton just lost today to Preston North End in the Carabao Cup, dude.
I didn't know that. That's insane.
Oh, no, I lied. It wasn't Preston North End. They lost to Southampton. Southampton is a Premier League club that they are in a relegation battle with. And Southampton just proved we can beat you.
It was on penalties, but still, a win's a win.
So Everton has not tasted victory this year at all across all competitions. And they're already out of the Carabao Cup and the season just started. What are they playing for? They're literally playing to not be relegated, but
they're in a relegation battle 4 weeks in.
Yeah. And people brought up is like the idea that, Everton, you said it yourself, Everton will figure it out and they'll find a way to get through. It's like, but dude, they might not, because outside of their goalie, they're not good. Like Calvert-Lewin, okay. They're not good, dude. Like their team is not a good team. Obviously, it's great in terms of they're in the Premier League. They're all great players.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin isn't even who he was. Like, he's been through so many injuries in the last couple of years. Yeah. Like, he's not who he was. Like, that dude was insane a couple years ago.
Right. And outside of him and the goalie, the point I'm getting at is who's on their team to sit there and say, I'd hang my hat that this guy keeps us in the Premier League.
Right.
They
And
don't have that player.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, he's not who he was, so he can't carry them right now. They need to have a full team, and they don't. They have, like I said, they have a great goalkeeper, but what can a goalkeeper really do other than, sit in goal? It's not going to win you games. It's not going to stop 3 goals. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it's not going to stop someone from not closing down a guy that's 30 yards out and rockets a shot that's impossible to save.
That too, yeah. Exactly.
Nothing
but also,
for
that goal to win the game, they need to score those first 2 goals to even come back. So, yeah, like, that goal is unsavable, sure, but there's 2 goals that led to that you just simply cannot happen when you're up 2-0. Right? Was it 2-0? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. But still, like, come on, dude. That's ridiculous. I know it's Aston Villa. They're great. I predicted them to finish high. I mean, they're supposed to. But come on, man. You need to finish games.
The club's rotted, dude. It's over for them. I genuinely think that we're about to see one of the most devastating things happen to a club, because I got to be 100% honest, dude. And I really hope this doesn't happen, but if Everton goes down, that you might never see them again. That's how bad, like, according to reports, that's how poor this club is right now.
I believe
I'm talking,
yeah.
like, physically, like, have no money.
You see everyone say
if they get relegated, obviously Pickford is not staying.
No.
So now they don't even have a world-class goalie. Besides the parachute payments they would get if they got relegated, there'd be no reason for them to get back into the Premier League. And, like, that's scary, dude. They've been in the top flight for 100+ years. How would they recover from this?
I couldn't imagine.
Over. The club would literally fold.
Everton and Man City in the championship. I would love to see it.
Yeah. I mean, just to touch on
it real quick. No, actually, I wouldn't love to see Everton, but yeah.
We're watching what happens in real time in Ligue 1, if anyone watches the French league, with Bordeaux. Bordeaux has won Ligue 1. They have championships. They've been in the Champions League. They have trophies. They have silverware. They aren't even a professional club anymore. They got relegated once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Now their players don't even get paid because they were never able to stabilize again to get to the parts they were at, because they were so rotted. They were run so poorly. They were so financially inept that they were never able to get anything ever again. That might happen to Everton. I highly doubt it, and I hope not. But let's hope they don't get relegated, because if they do, it might just be a free fall.
I mean, we've seen them get how close the last couple of years. This could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. So We'll have to see what happens. Other than that, I mean, we have a couple crazy ones here. Nottingham Forest beat Liverpool 1-0 at Anfield. Yeah,
there you go. You want to bring up your predictions again of Nottingham getting relegated?
All right, let's not talk about that. Anyway. Anyway, let's talk about my predictions, how I said Liverpool wasn't going to finish in the top 4,
Yeah, there you go. First win at Anfield in 55 years, dude.
Yeah, that's
Since 1969.
Wild.
Hudson-Odoi.
Nottingham Forest, yes, I predicted them to go down, but they might be able to figure it out. Who knows? They have so much history. That club needs to stay up. They really need to be here, and they need to figure it out and be a mid-table club and be a regular in the Prem, just like Everton should be. But, man, to win that game at Anfield 1-0, that is a statement that you are here and you are going to stay in the Prem. So I would love to see them stay in the Prem, and I would love to be wrong about that, because that team does have potential. They have some great players on their team. I mean, I loved the goal was beautiful, dude. Chelsea boy, Callum Hudson-Odoi curls one in off the inside of the post. It was awesome. But man, Liverpool, dude, what is going on?
Coaches. I like their coach too.
Yeah.
Nottingham coach, Nuno.
Yeah, Nuno Santo.
I think that he could keep them up. Not only that, I think he could make them a mid-table club, dude. He beat Liverpool at Anfield. Like, that's massive.
He was at Wolves before I don't know, he went to Chelsea for like 2 days and then went to like Fulham or something like that.
He was he was coached Tottenham in some capacity.
Yeah, for a couple months, something like that.
Wolverhampton's.
He was at Wolves. That's where I really remember him.
He was a Saudi club for a while too.
Was he really?
Al Ittihad. Isn't that Ronaldo's club?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was their coach last year,
Wow.
2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so good for them. Big win, historic win.
Bad loss for Liverpool, though. Bad loss.
They bounced back pretty quickly. They beat AC Milan today, but it is a weird loss. It is a weird loss. I don't think it really says anything about
that
Liverpool.
Blows me away.
I don't think it says anything about Slot or Liverpool. I think maybe they've been flying so high that they're like, they couldn't keep up their form forever. You know,
they had to come back down to earth. They did.
You could almost look at it as like, oh yeah, you guys have a new coach. Like, let's remember you guys are playing a new system with a new coach. Like, yeah, with the first 3 weeks was fun, but you know, we got a lot of work to do still.
Very true. Okay, so Man City beat Brentford 2-1. Fulham and West Ham tied 1-1. Crystal Palace and Leicester City tied 2-2. Brighton and Ipswich tied 0-0. Vinny, you've been talking about Brighton being one of the best teams in the league, and
yeah, but I've also this is why I'm actually totally neutral about this, because yes, I've been saying Brighton's for real, but I've also been hyping Ipswich Town. So I got the best of both worlds with a 0-0 draw. But dude, I have to say one thing. I went back and I was looking through some of these stats, bro. 21 shots.
Yeah, I see that.
I see that. 70% possession, almost 600 passes to under 300. Like,
doesn't matter, dude. Ipswich come away with a point at the Amex.
They are out of the relegation zone. They are a mid-table club. I'm saying it, dude. They're staying up.
All right. I'm down with it. Let's go. Let's go.
Who's
your boy? What's his name? The winger? Scotty Smiles, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, put you on the spot.
No, because you said his name wrong. Smodics, Sammy Smodics.
Scotty Smiles.
Yes, I was like, what? Dude?
Sammy Smodics. Yeah. He's fired.
Scotty too hottie, bro.
Okay, so we said Aston Villa beat Everton 3-2. Chelsea beat Bournemouth 1-0. Arsenal beat Tottenham 1-0. I watched 70 minutes of that game. As soon as Arsenal scored, I turned it off.
I don't even want to get into it, but you know there's people saying that Heung-min Son shouldn't be the captain and he's a terrible captain.
I have no idea why. That's ridiculous.
I mean, I didn't read the articles. I just saw a lot of headlines coming up like that. I'm like, I mean, like, who else would be the captain?
I don't know. I wouldn't even be able to comment on that because I think that's just insane. He is Tottenham. Like that, he is the last remaining piece of Tottenham that like was the golden age of Tottenham. So how could you get rid of that dude? I mean,
you got to make him a captain, right? Like I don't understand it either. But I figured it was just
also
funny.
What a player! Like he's
insane.
Although speaking of what a player, the time that I did watch the game, Kulusevski, every time I watch them, it impresses me, bro.
Dude.
That guy is so
insane.
Good, dude. So, I mean, I want to say he's underrated. People know he's good, but I feel like he's underrated. He is insane. He is so good. Every time that guy's got the ball at his feet, he makes a couple mistakes here and there. Yeah, but you got to take chances. And man, like, what a player. I love watching him play. I love watching him with the ball at his feet.
He is insane for sure.
So good. One more. I didn't say it, but Newcastle beat Wolves 2-1, and that is all of them. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, it was good to be back after.
I forgot one. Break. I'm sorry, I forgot one. I forgot one. Manchester United beat Southampton 3-0. All they had to do was play a relegation team, and they drained 3. Good for them.
Rashford scored.
Did he? So I didn't even know who scored. Yeah, Rashford scored and Garnacho scored, and so did DeLitt. So, listen, they had 20 shots, 10 on target, 56% possession. So, hey, good for them. I mean,
they won 7-0 today.
Who'd they play?
Carabao Cup. I think they played Preston North End. I could be totally wrong, but Rashford scored 2 and Garnacho scored 2, and then other people scored 2.
Barnsley.
Oh, Barnsley. There you go. Who played Preston today? Why do I keep talking about Preston?
Let's look it up. Real quick. Christian Eriksen Christian Eriksen scored 2. Garnacho scored 2. Anthony scored 1.
Impossible.
From the penalty spot. And Marcus Rashford scored 2. You know,
the $85 million penalty.
Dude, they when they got the penalty, Eric Ten Hag's like, give it to Anthony. He needs it. Just hoping.
I need them to see that I'm right.
Hoping. He's like, man, I hope this helps him figure it out. They scored 7. He didn't get another one, so clearly not. Let's see. Preston, North End, and then we will wrap this up. Oh, you want to touch on any Champions League? You watch any other Champions League? Oh, Fulham played Preston. They.
Oh, that's why. Oh, dude, bro, the final score was 1-1, and then it went to penalties, and the final score was 15-16. Dude, listen. You're not even gonna believe this. Hold on.
That's crazy.
We'll end after this, I was listening to that for the last 20 minutes of my car ride home of these penalties, right? Dude, I get to ShopRite. I stop at ShopRite. I turn my car off.
31 penalty kicks.
Dude, I go inside. I buy what I need to buy. I walk back out. I start my car, and they're still taking penalties.
That's so absurd, bro.
And
That's so wild.
Lost, right?
Yeah, they ended up losing. Wait, I think, right? Did they? I actually didn't see it. Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't want to be wrong here. Yeah, they did. Fulham lost on penalties, 16-15.
Preston, deep care about run. Deep care about run.
Coming off of that.
You don't want to play them if it goes to penalties. End it in regulation or you're done. They buried 16, bro.
Their goalkeeper can score. Okay, so real quick, Champions League. Juve beat PSV 3-1. Villa won today. They beat Young Boys 3-0. Real Madrid beat Stuttgart 3-1. Did Mbappe score? I think he did. Yeah, Mbappe scored 1. Endrick scored in the 95th.
Bayern won 7-2.
I saw that.
Harry Kane broke the record for being the first ever Champions League player to score a hat trick from penalty kick. He scored 4, 3 were penalty kicks.
Why am I not surprised? Why am I actually not surprised?
Bro,
okay.
Harry Kane. Early
Bayern beat Dinamo Zagreb 9-2.
9-2. There we go.
9-2. Sporting Lisbon beat Lille 2-0, and Liverpool beat Milan 3-1. Still, shout out to my man Pulisic. Love that guy.
Dude, is Harry Kane going for the Ballon d'Or, dude?
Maybe, but like, how does Harry Kane win the Ballon d'Or? They didn't even win the Bundesliga. You mean next season? Like, because he's not winning it this season.
He has like 12 goals already for club and country, and it's only been 4 weeks into the season. That's crazy.
That's cool. That's great. But like,
is he about to have a 70-80 goal season this year? And like, maybe that's crazy, man.
That would be nuts. That's like Messi, Ronaldo numbers.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he already has 11 total this season in club and country.
Listen, all I'm going to say about that is you can break a Premier League record and win a treble and still lose the Ballon d'Or to a dude who plays the MLS. So the Ballon d'Or is fake anyway.
And on that note,
one more thing real quick. Let's talk about next week. Who do we got next week, Vinny? Do you know who you have next week?
I actually do not know who I have.
Looks like Newcastle are playing Fulham. Chelsea are playing West Ham, Villa Wolves, Southampton Ipswich, Tottenham Brentford.
Wait, whoa. What did you just say?
Villa Wolves, Tottenham Brentford.
Ipswich who?
Southampton.
Bro, Ipswich is about to go to like 14th place with a win.
Okay, well, Vinny's calling it right now. Ipswich with the win. Leicester City, Everton, Liverpool, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, Man U, Brighton, Nottingham Forest. That's a good game right there. We'll see what happens.
That's going to be a banger.
And game of the week, 11:30 for us on Sunday. Manchester City play Arsenal.
Well, it looks like the title's going to be decided on Sunday.
Looks like I'll most likely see you Sunday for a stream or something. That's going to be a wild one. I'm excited to watch that.
I think I have Man City soon too.
The following week. First game of the week, you play Man City. and I play
That's
Brighton.
crazy. That's scary.
And then, sorry to keep going. Champions League tomorrow. We have Bologna, Shakhtar, Sparta, Praha, RB Salzburg, PSG, Girona. That's a good game right there. Club Brugge, Dortmund, Celtic, Slovan, Bratislava, Man City, Inter Milan. And then there's some more games on Thursday. Yeah, Man City, Inter Milan. I mean, that's a repeat of the Champions League. No, they played Real Madrid. Yeah, it is.
No, Champions League final 2 years ago.
Final 2 years ago. Right, right. I'm thinking this last year, Dortmund played.
No, the
Real
following
Madrid.
year.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the game to watch tomorrow. Realistically, that's huge. Thursday looks like AS Monaco play Barcelona, Atletico Madrid play RB Leipzig. So 2 good games Thursday as well.
Dude.
Atalanta play Arsenal as well. So
that's another interesting game.
Good games all week long. I'm hyped for some football. I'm really hyped. Yeah, and that's about it for me, Vin. Anything else?
Nope, that's pretty much it. I got nothing.
All right, my friends, make sure, again, please, if you've made it this far, first of all, thank you so much. I love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Twitter/X. Check us out on Spotify and even on Twitch. Go give us a follow on Twitch if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're watching us on Twitch, go follow us on YouTube. Okay? Thank you guys so much.
Come on, we'll get that 7th yellow card in there for the first.
The 7th yellow card. Also, go follow us on Instagram when Vinny makes an Instagram for us, okay? Because he's going to do that. And he promised me that he'd make an Instagram. So,
dude, if I was bald, you could call me Anthony Taylor. 7 cards, baby.
We don't have an Instagram yet, but I promise we will because Vinny's going to make one. Right, Vin?
Probably not.
Come on, Vinny. We need the B drags. Instagram. Come on, dude. We want to see all the toxicity.
No.
The fans would love it.
I'm exiled.
All right, we're out of here. We love you guys so much.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.